Hi, this is Nicole from Sheba Nails, and in this video I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to put on our latest dip system powder. It's a glitter dip, and there's just a little bit different strategy you want to use when you're using glitter dips versus just traditional powder dips. So this particular one is called Copper Kettle, and that's what I have on this hand here, and I'm going to be doing this hand, and I'm actually need to do a fill. These are one of our other colors. These are called Chocolate Diamonds. This one I have here, you can see I put some fiberglass on there because I broke that one. That was a pretty rough one, so I had to put some fiberglass on that. But I'm just going to do one nail just to show you. And I'm going to be doing a fill. And because this is such a different color, it'll be able to cover up the existing color I have on it. So I'm not going to be filing all the way down to my nail. I usually put one so I can change colors quicker. Just a couple dips of clear powder so I don't have to go all the way down to either my nail tip or my natural nail. Just makes for quicker color changes, but you know, in this particular case, I think I'm good with just thinning out the nail pretty much and then preparing it so that I can put the next color on. Just as long as it's not a lighter one, then I'm pretty good. So what I did was I roughed up my whole nail. I pushed back my cuticle just like that all the way around. And then this is my favorite file, mud file. I go ahead and rough up the entire nail. So I went ahead and did that. And then what I do next is I use our Dipcrylic Prep. This is a nail dehydrator. This is pretty much optional. If you think you're prone to lifting, it's a good idea to use it, which I am, so I do like to use it. I just use it right in the grown out area of the nail, just like that. And I didn't have it, wasn't really grown out too bad, but I felt like changing it, so I went ahead and did it. I had this on probably about a week. So go ahead and prep the nail, and you can see when it dries it kind of turns kind of chalky white again, back to how when you filed it. So the next step would be the Dipcrylic base, and then the powder I just put in one of these because I had kind of a shallow jar and I want it to be a little bit deeper so that I can dip my entire nail in it. So that's why I put it in one of these cups. But you can, if you get a 1 ounce jar, those are great to just go ahead and dip your nail right in there. But I had a 1/2 ounce jar, so I put it in one of these. So next I'm going to go ahead and do the dip. This is the base, and get my nail ready to dip. So what I do is when I'm using a glitter one, I use a different base than for my other powders, because sometimes you can get the glitter onto the brush itself, and if you're using glitter to glitter, you can't really tell too much, you know what I mean? But if you have a regular powder, the glitter, you know, will show up if you have a regular one. So I have one dip base that I use strictly for my glitter powders, and another dip base that I use just for my regular powders with no glitter in it. So what I'm going to do is start with my first coat of base. Now, I find that when I'm doing my very first one, sometimes it's hard to tell if I got the whole nail covered with my base, and you can't tell until after you do the dip. So if I find that I have any missing spots, I just go ahead and put the base where it's missing and re-dip it so it's even. So I'll put it right in there and get her out, and then tap any excess powder that you have, just like that. Then I'm going to do my next one. So next time, this next pass that I'm going to do, when I put it on there, kind of want to go like that. Now in between, you can wipe it on the paper towel just to get off any bigger pieces of glitter. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more gentle there. Give it a wipe when I'm doing this next one, just so that I don't remove the glitter too much. So just like that. You want to make sure you get it. Oh, I didn't put on paper towel. That's okay. Just like that. Just like that. And this is one thing I like to do is press it like that into the towel. It'll get out any extra base and won't have a bump there at the end of your nail. If you do, you just smooth it out. But it helps eliminate a little bit of filing. So hold it in the powder for just a few seconds. Tap it off. You'll see you get a lot of glitter on there, and it's getting, you know, can get quite chunky. I like to do 3. Definitely when you're doing glitter, I like to do at least 3 passes so that I know I have a lot of glitter on there, because I'm going to be filing this. As you can see, it's pretty chunky. It depends on which glitter you use. This one has diamonds and hexagon glitters in it, so you can get quite chunky there. But it all is going to be filed down. So that's going to be my third one. Dip, hold it for a few seconds, and tap it just like that. And this is, so this is going to be my last one. This is going to be my finishing coat. Just like that. Push it into my paper towel. I give it another coat. See how you get a little bit of glitter on there? So that's why I keep one just for glitter, and then the other one. You'll see that as you leave that in there, that as it sits in there, it tends to clean it off. So you'll easily be able to kind of clean it off. Just get the paper towel and kind of go like that. Dip it. You can even dip this tip of this brush in some acetone and clean it right up. I'll do that later. Okay, so then after you've done this, make sure you move the base out of the way before you do this next step. The next step is the Dipcrylic activator. This dries this instantly. All you need is one spray. As long as you get it right on the nail, there you go. Just like that. And it's completely dry and ready for filing. So, like I said, with the glitter, you're going to have a nice chunky texture. So unless that's what you're looking for, you're going to definitely need to file. But feel free to file as you need to get it smooth. So I wouldn't recommend using anything rougher than a 180 grit file, because that'll really almost remove the glitter that you have on there. It's just a little bit too rough. So I use a nice 180 grit file, something like that. So that's when you can go ahead. I'm going to turn my finger this way because it's easier for me to do it. You can see that. And then I'll pull this away and shape the sides. Don't be afraid to file. You're going to be seeing some glitter come off, but that's okay. That's why we did nice 3 thick coats on there like that. And then you just go ahead and file this whole thing. It's a nice smooth finish. And keep filing. I'm getting all the way through the cuticle here. So as you can see, I've really filed that thing down so it's pretty smooth. Try not to touch it too much with your fingers, but at least give it a last file before you move on to the next step. So really, really smooth it out. You have to get it to the shape that you're looking for. Get it real good by the cuticles. You don't want anything touching the skin. So this is another step that's a little bit different than when we're doing the traditional powders for the dip system. Once you went ahead and shaped it and filed it completely smooth, you're going to go ahead and do an extra layer of the base, the Dipcrylic base, before you go on to the top. So here, I'm going to do a layer of the base. This is really kind of just sealing it in. You did a lot of that filing, exposed the glitter. So I want to kind of seal it in a little bit. You wouldn't have to do this step. You would just move on to the top if you were just using regular powder without the glitter. Again, move this out of the way. We're going to be using the Dipcrylic activator to dry it. Just like that. Nice and dry. And then this is when you go ahead and move on to the Dipcrylic top. This is a super shiny top coat that just kind of seals everything in and finishes off to a nice glossy finish. And just brush it all over. And you have a glittery nail. We have lots of different glitters coming out. This one, like I said, is called Copper Kettle. Just like that. Nice glittery finish. I'm gotta do the rest of my nails, but I wanted to just do a quick video at least to just show you one. Like I said, this particular glitter is called Copper Kettle. Really beautiful. I love it. And we have a lot of different ones coming out, including a unicorn poop collection with some beautiful holographic glitters. So look out for those. And just take in mind the extra steps, or different steps, I guess I should say, that I did when I'm using glitter powders versus just regular dip powders that do not have a glitter. The main difference is, like I said, having a different base that I use for glitter powders only, and the fact that after you've done your 3 dips of the glitter powder, you really do need to file the entire nail. You won't really get unless you have a really fine glitter, you're definitely gonna have to need to file it smooth. And like I said, using a 180 grit file, these board files are perfect for filing an entire smooth surface. And then once this dries, you can go ahead and put on your cuticle oil and have some nice glitter nails. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, remember, we're always available to assist you. It's at shebanails.com. You can give us a call at 800-642-3236 or find information on our website. That's www.shebanails.com. Thank you for watching.